Hi, it's Paul from Paul Kelly Golf. If I was to give you $100, could you hit a straight shot? If I was to give you $1,000, could you hit 10 straight shots? Well, I guarantee you could, because the money would make the difference on how you did it. So stay tuned and let me explain what I'm talking about. All right, I know the first part didn't sound sensible. If I just gave you money, you'd be able to hit straight shots. I'm going to explain why it would work and why you would approach it completely different. So for the purpose of the drill, what are we going to consider to be a good swing? Well, for this, we'll consider a good swing where the club travels down the line in a relatively neutral swing path. It's not outside in, it's not inside out, and the club face will be relatively square. So we're looking for low numbers on path and face, and to see a shot trajectory that goes straight. If I set up a bunch of obstacles in a parking lot, let's say we go to Costco parking lot and I set up a bunch of cones and make an obstacle course. And I say, okay, every time you drive your car through the obstacle course without hitting a cone, I give you $100. You can do it as many times as you want. Well, would you drive it at full speed and knock the cones down and take a chance of losing the money? No, you'd go through nice and slow, weave your way around, come back, put your hand out, I'll give you $100. That's because the goal was to successfully complete the drill, not to see how fast you could do it, but to successfully complete it. So, stop trying to complete practice and changes under full speed and bring them down to a speed that the success is absolutely guaranteed, because that's what you're ingraining. You're not ingraining good things when you practice at full speed because your failure rate is high, so you're ingraining the failures. And make a swing at such a slow speed, it's impossible to fail. Dead straight down the middle. I have just made 3 or 4 perfectly good sound swings, and the data shows it. I've made good changes. Now, here's what I see a lot with students. And folks, if you like the content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, feel free to leave a comment. When you engage, more people like you will receive the content, and I will post more content, and you'll keep getting better tips. I had a student, for instance, who's swinging severely across the ball, outside in, like this. And I asked them, I say, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make swings so slow that you can watch your club face and watch your club on the path that it travels. If you're watching it slow, you can see that this is outside in. So I want you to make it as slow as possible, and I demonstrate at this speed. You can see what this is doing. And I say, watch the club go back and forth over the line. And they say, okay. And then I say, okay, now you do it. And I said, that's not anything at all like what I just asked you to do. And their impatience in order to get to full speed prevents them from learning the drill that they need to accomplish before they can get to the speed. They're putting the speed first versus the skill. And another really common one is I will say to somebody, all right, let's see you hit a couple of balls, and they hit something, and they hit full speed. And we see the problem show up. There's a slice or a hook or a chunk. So that swing was at 83 miles an hour. And then I say, okay, I want you to slow it down to a crawl. And I demonstrate that, okay, I want the swing to look as slow as possible. And then I show them my swing like that, which is 40 miles an hour. And then they say, okay. And I say, now slow it down to a crawl and complete it. And their swing goes to 80 miles an hour from 83. And they go, how about that? And I said, well, that's not slow. You made the same mistake because you swung at the same speed. We have to slow things down if we want to accomplish it. Once again, go back to the money. If I gave you $100 to complete a good swing and a straight shot, could you do it? But I can guarantee you that every 40 handicapper out there, if that was the only criteria, produce a straight shot, no criteria of how far it can go or how fast you can swing, just produce a straight shot, they would do it. I'm making good swings. And I make another one. And then, like I said earlier, I make 15 or 20 of those a day, which takes me maybe 2-3 minutes maximum. Well, by the time the spring comes, I've made over 1,000. I've probably made 2,000 swings of good swings. How can that not benefit me when the season starts? I'm learning the skill, and then I take up the speed when I get the skill. You don't keep your speed and try and learn the skill. If you did, you would have already had it because that's the speed that you're working at. So, slow things down. Think about the goal. How do I achieve my goal? Slow it down. You will get better. Making good swings will make you better. Making bad swings doesn't make you improve. Thanks again. I'm Paul Kelly.